If you really want to grow, to become the biggest, strongest version of yourself in the shortest time possible, your nutrition has to be 100%. It's more important than the training itself. There's more power in food alone than most realize. I was, in my time, relatively slim, very, very thin. I had to eat a lot of carbohydrates from the start just to gain weight in general. That changed a bit over the years, because I eventually became incredibly bulky and had to be more careful with my carb intake. Now, let's take a look at how Markus Ruhl prepared his meals during his prime bodybuilding days. In this scene, Markus is in the kitchen cooking up one of his classic meals. Spaghetti with chicken breast and some veggies. He tops it off with a bit of cheese and a splash of ketchup. Simple, but effective.
He starts by taking raw chicken breast and cutting it into small, bite-sized pieces.
Obwohl ich jetzt zurzeit nicht in der Vorbereitung bin.
I still need to stay somewhat lean for the guest appearances I have coming up, but obviously no more competition diet. Still, I always cut off the gross fat.
Then he grabs another packet of chicken, eyeballing around 800 grams in total. Trim the chicken breast carefully, removing any visible fat so that only pure, lean meat remains. He sprays a pan with some fat-free Pam cooking spray and tosses all the chicken in to cook. While the chicken sizzles, Markus moves on to the carbs. He grabs a handful of spaghetti, roughly 600 to 700 grams, again eyeballing the quantity. Markus loves adding spices to bring flavor to the meat, but here's the key. The spices he uses are sodium-free. He avoids sodium as much as possible because, in his words, it messes with the shape of his physique. Next, he adds a Mexican vegetable mix to the chicken, loaded with peppers, carrots, and other colorful veggies. He gives it all a good stir,
making sure everything's well blended and cooked just right. And just like that, the food is ready. Time to fuel the beast. Now Markus is digging in. Not with a plate, but with a big plastic bowl. A little bit of carbohydrates, protein, fat as little as possible. That's how I do my diet. I don't count calories, I don't give a shit. Many people ask me how many calories I consume. In stricted diet, maybe about 4,000 a day, which is a lot. When you see in how I eat it, it's only rice and occasionally fish. Weight, gain weight, basically, increase your protein, increase your carbs, and try not to eat too many bad ones. You gotta eat. It's all about food. Food is the most anabolic compound. You could take all the drugs in the world. People think, if I go take all these drugs, I'm gonna be huge or this or that. No. It's all about training and diet. That's what it's really about. Eat a lot of rice. Eat a lot of baked potato. Everybody who thinks that these guys all look the way that they do because of drugs, you guys are all wrong. It's not. Because if that was the case, anybody with a thick wallet could go buy a bunch of gear and they're going to look huge and ripped and all that. That doesn't happen. It's through hard work. You got to train and you got to eat right. That's the bottom line. You might think that taking steroids will make you look like Markus Ruhl. But no, it won't. You might believe you could build shoulders like his, but that's a dream that'll never come true unless you've got the same rare genetics. Even Ronnie Coleman, one of the greatest of all time, didn't have shoulders like Markus. That kind of freaky size, that cartoonish width. It's not just about drugs or training. It's genetics. Markus Ruhl was a one-of-a-kind genetic specimen. According to the data, Markus Ruhl was eating around 7,000 calories a day just to keep his massive physique running. And let's be honest, no matter how big you are, eating that much food every single day, year after year, is no joke. Now imagine doing it with clean food, not junk. That takes a whole different level of discipline. But then again, greatness never comes easy. Like Markus used to say, eat crap and you'll look like crap. It's not easy eating clean all the time, but if you want to get huge, that's what it takes. If you're not ready for that, don't waste your time training hard, because it'll all be for nothing. And he walked the talk. He stuck to his high-calorie, clean food diet without slipping. And that's exactly how he built such an insane, freaky physique. When I'm on a diet, it's only rice. Sometimes a few potatoes. Or I have rice because it's the best of all. Then it tastes like mine. I know there's also rice at Lidl. I like it best. Really good. Doesn't taste as disgusting as basmati rice because I don't like the taste. A lot of athletes use olive oil and other stuff while dieting. I still think that's total nonsense. They say it's good fat, but fat is fat to me. If I want to lose fat, why should I eat more fat? Makes no sense. People swear by nuts and oil. I think it's crap. I don't buy it. I'm old school. My food doesn't taste good. I'm tired of eating the same thing over and over again. I don't eat for taste. I eat for an outcome, and that's muscle mass. I eat to grow. I eat to get bigger. You need to be like a dog. You need to eat regimented and consistently just like a dog. Markus Ruhl in the off-season was just insane. We're talking about a guy who reportedly ate around 7,000 calories a day. Yeah, 7,000. And there are actual videos out there of him not just eating a ridiculous amount of food, but also chain-smoking cigarettes while doing it. His off-season weight? Some say 326 pounds, others say closer to 330. Either way, he was absolutely massive. Now, let's be real. It wasn't exactly the healthiest lifestyle. If you go back and watch those old videos, or look at the pictures, Markus didn't have the most aesthetic look in the off-season. His gut was blown out. His face looked super red and puffy, and the guy was always sweating like crazy. He didn't look healthy. And honestly, he probably wasn't living the healthiest way either. But here's the thing, he was still an absolute freak of nature. A mountain of muscle, the biggest bodybuilder of that era. And he was out here smashing 7,000 calories a day while puffing on cigarettes like it was nothing. That's Markus Ruhl for you. No rules, just too much. If you train day and night, take every supplement under the sun, but you don't eat protein, which is the fuel for the muscle tissue, you're not going to grow. For protein, it was eggs, beef, and chicken. He got his fats from things like nut butters, avocados, and egg yolks. And when it came to carbs, he loaded up on rice, oatmeal, and potatoes. You can bench press 1,000 pounds, but if you don't feed your muscle to recover, you're not going to get bigger, you're not going to grow, you're not going to progress. You want to have that meal soon after you work out. Blood carries nutrients to the muscle, so a pump is showing you that you're stimulating the muscle, you're getting blood flow to the muscle, and you're getting nutrients to the muscle. That's the most important thing. On a typical day, Markus aimed for at least 400 grams of protein and 800 grams of carbs. That wasn't just eating big. It was eating smooth. And that's what separated him from the rest.